नमस्कार। और की इस विख्यात श्रृंखला में आपका स्वागत है। और आज जिस विषय पे हम चर्चा करने जा रहे हैं वो है आईएनए की संपत्ति, आईएनए का खजाना। क्या हुआ उसके साथ? What happened to the INA treasures is the topic of discussion for today. और मेरे साथ है डॉक्टर MS पाल, जिन्होंने कि खुद आजाद हिंद फौज के खजाने को लेकर कलकत्ता के हाई कोर्ट में एक मुकदमा डाला, एक तरीके से उसको जीता भी, क्योंकि उनका ये कहना था कि ये खजाना, दिस ट्रेजर, ये राष्ट्र की धरोहर है, इट इज कंट्रीज मनी, और द गवर्नमेंट शुड मेक ऑल एफर्ट्स टू फाइंड आउट वेयर इट इज। एंड नॉट ओनली नाउ, एक्चुअली since 45 itself, the issue of treasure had become very alive. So much so that even in the Shahnawaz report, Shahnawaz mentioned that though this is not my mandate, but he traced the entire movement of iron treasure from Rangoon to Bangkok and Detroit, Saigon, and how this treasure was looted. He even demanded a separate inquiry into that, but the government remained silent in the issue. As we know now from many of the declassified files के जो मजाक खजाने के साथ आजादी सरकार ने किया गया, मैंने खुद 5 अलग अलग आईएनए के खजाने निकाले, जापान में, बैंकॉक में, सिंगापुर में, रंगून में, और जो वियतनाम में,
साइगन में।
So let's start, Dr. Pal. My first question to you is, what made you go to the Calcutta High Court on this issue of treasure, INA treasures?
On the request of the Justice Mukherjee Commission, Government of India in 2000, from 2000 they started sending the files related to INA Netaji, and that time I came across some of the files dealing with the INA treasure. Possibly the persons who sent all these files, those are subject of the JMCI Netaji mystery, but they send the files maybe without scrutiny. Many files in which this INA treasure was discussed, and I took that opportunity. I took the certified copies of those files, and subsequently you see that those very files are again declassified in 2016 by the PM. Now it is declassified in your domain, and that time after seeing those files I saw that the INA treasure was collected by Netaji, from different areas of Southeast Asia.
The donations we know.
Donations.
That
No
army in the world had been given such donations by
human being.
And women and others, many others.
Yes, the ladies in of the Indian diaspora, they donated all their ornaments spontaneously. On the emotional call of.
We have this photograph of a Thai
Indians. Yes.
Who just photographed herself with all the jewelry.
Yes.
Which she went and donated to Netaji.
And and also other source of money was some of the estates of the Indian diaspora donated to INA. Some of the mines possessed by Indians donated to INA.
That we have a long list. In fact, I have mentioned in that book.
In that book, your 35th chapter, Azad Hind Bank and Treasure, and then Azad Hind Fauj treasures you have dealt with. Now we are concentrating on, and when Netaji is retreating from Rangoon in April 45, leftover money which is not used, left unused wealth. Yes, that is being left in the INA banks in different parts, like Rangoon, Thailand, Singapore, everywhere. Some leftover wealth is there in form of currency, but mainly gold. He could not take with him all the treasure. And also in the Tokyo, you see what has happened. It's leftover wealth in the INA banks, how that is being misused. You see, we saw some files of our foreign mission in Tokyo when Chettur was in charge of our mission in Tokyo. Up to 56 it was not embassy, it was foreign mission.
And this person is consistently writing to foreign ministry that this treasure in Japan is being looted. And the government must do something about it.
Yes.
And
Chettur is writing to Delhi.
And we have on those files the signature of our Prime Minister NEHRU.
Yes.
Saying sealed.
And the officers in the plane of ICS, senior officers, they are noting PM, who is also a foreign minister, is not interested because a investigation into this subject will bring disrepute to the country.
What disrepute?
Actually, what
you are looting the money, you are allowing the loot of the money.
Actually,
and there are
disrepute of the
implications.
Yes.
See, I have been able to discover 5 treasures of INA.
Then I will step by step. Coming to first the Tokyo one. There we are seeing that Nehru is not interested, and there are clear indications in the media in Tokyo. There are news that AYER has gone there to take the share of the loot, and the Ramurthy brothers is looting the money, and our foreign mission is very eager to have an investigation, but Nehru is not wanting. And always telling that such, number one, he is telling, how can I tell this is my India's wealth? Number two, again telling that such an investigation will bring disrepute to country. They are the peculiar arguments. Actually, he is trying to cover up the whole theft. And one records is clear that AYER.
Even before you go to Japan, this 5 kg of gold.
That 5 kg of gold, not of the Tokyo portion, but of Singapore portion. I am coming to that. This is the Tokyo portion wealth is in that way being theft. And ultimately, when in 53, some remnant is there, then at that time a secretary from Delhi is going there to take over this wealth. And actually the whole plan is to whitewash the whole crime and covering all the criminals who has stolen this money. And AYER went there with the blessings of Nehru. Otherwise, it was not possible for AYER to go there and stay there. And then another wealth is in the Singapore, that is Singapore portion. You see why Nehru was in Singapore and Malaya. Why?
My contention is very simple.
Yes.
There is a threefold aim of that visit.
3-4 M's. Yes.
Though at the surface he says that he is going to help the Malayalam Indians who have been arrested after
Yes.
the war and their
That is on the
condition
surface.
and welfare management and all.
Yes.
But the real purpose is that the MI5 wants him to be acquainted with Mountbatten.
Yes.
Mountbatten has clearly written that.
And share of the loots.
And third is, before the share of the loots, there is another aim of this visit.
Understanding.
See that all the Netaji's intelligence people had gone underground. And the Britishers are searching for them. And here Nehru is helping them.
Helping them
search
to-
them out.
Yes, search them.
Because the Satyanand Sahai went to Nehru's room climbing a pipe. And there was no one there except Mathai with Nehru. Nehru welcomed him and asked him to surrender. And when he came down from his room, again he did the same, climbing through a pipe. He was waiting for the bus, and two American jeeps
Came
stopped
surround
there
him.
and he is arrested. So that is one aim. And the fourth aim is definitely to suppress, because if the more research goes into the treasure part, then it means that it also gets linked with Netaji's mystery of the plane crash.
Yes.
Because I don't delink the two. I think it's a strong linkage between these two aspects related to that, the loot of INA and the suppression about Netaji.
And to know really what happened to Netaji, and for the future planning, how the power will be handed over. That understanding, that planning. Because here Nehru went to know really whether Subhash Bose has died or not. That is very important for Nehru. And then you see there is this wealth loot sharing. Here you see in the name of Nehru, in the personal account of Nehru in the overseas bank, Nehru is getting 5 kg of gold. You see 5 kg of gold. And also there is a list of about 30 kilo gold. You have seen the document?
It's about 40, Singapore.
Yes, Singapore. Another
I'll
40
come
kilo.
to that,
Yes.
Singapore.
Yes.
You see, when this 5 kilo gold was presented to him during his Singapore visit by Harbhajan Singh, if I am not wrong. Harbhajan Singh.
Yes.
Nehru opened a private bank account in Indian Overseas Bank in his own name
On them.
and got that deposited there.
Yes.
And the plea even was that this will be used for the welfare of Indians in
there.
Malaya, their children, education, this and that.
Yes.
But no one knows what happened to that 5 kg gold.
Yes.
That is another aspect.
Also there is a huge amount of money in Thailand, wealth was there in Thailand. That is
Yeah, that went
That
with
stolen?
Netaji. That went with Netaji himself.
yes, yes. That money has been shared by different persons, and government of India is not at all interested to look into that, because all the beneficiaries aligned with the next rulers of this country.
No, you see, there are very interesting themes on this 40 kg gold from Singapore.
Yes.
That has been fortified under the Enemies Property Act.
Property Act. Yes.
Now they have to decide.
That means one thing is clear. Many wealth has been officially captured, unofficially captured. There is no data, there is no paper, but only on paper that is under the Enemy Property Act. And this 5 kilo and this 30 kilo, all these golds are in this list, from this list. That is being seen only.
This is a big list.
Big list.
And in this list, each and every item is listed.
Listed.
So many Mangal Sutra, so many bangles, rings, gold bars, pearls, etc. And in front of that, each item, its weight is listed.
Yes.
And then, when this team fortifies his money and all, they think what is to be done with it. So they write to Nehru. And Nehru says first initially that you get this thing deposited in my personal account in Singapore, which they refuse. And after that, they approach the management of which one is this? Other bodies, they are legal and all these, they are consulting. But very interesting are the last notings on that file, last 3 pages. NEHRU said it should be deposited same way in that Indian Overseas Bank, which they refused.
Because by that time Pakistan has come up, naturally
No.
Pakistan has got a share.
No.
Nehru is wanting to avoid that. That is
No. NEHRU, on the contrary, in this letter says, first you deposit it in that. When they refuse, then he says that you equally divide it between India and Pakistan. And they said, okay, we'll talk to the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Pakistani Dominion, and they do it. And with this equal division, firstly, who gave NEHRU the right to propose this, that it should be equally divided? It was never debated in the Constituent Assembly or not debated in Nehru's cabinet. And then the Britishers say, it's very interesting, okay, we will talk to the Prime Minister of Pakistan. And Nehru says, no, I will talk to the Prime Minister of Pakistan. That's the last noting on that
and
file.
then silence.
This is a noting of
Yes,
1950. And after that, it's a complete
Silence.
that what happened to that
And
money.
even another another silent
Where
area.
did that money go? There is a complete silence on that. And it
Yes.
runs into crores.
In 1988, 1989, there are some papers now. In the parliament, there is a discussion now we are seeing and papers that from Singapore area, money has come to India, to the Reserve Bank of India, that is about 114 crore. 114 crore. That means our leftover wealth is there, that with interest has increased to this, and they has handed over this wealth to India. And what we are seeing, this asset of our Azad Hind Sarkar, which was in Japan and Burma, come to India, to our Reserve Bank, we are not finding any trace. When it is being debated and being asked, ultimately we see they are telling that there is no trace of this wealth in India. You see, 114 crores.
That's very interesting. And
114 crores.
that is why I believe that even today, people don't want that it should come out. And besides this 40 kg of gold, there is another treasure. And that is the Azad Hind Bank.
Of Shan province, of Shan province of Thailand.
What happened to that money?
Also of Rangoon. And on this, Shahnawaz Khan proposed, suggested another inquiry into this wealth. But Government of India for all along is remaining silent.